We've got a few familiar faces here on College Crossfire. It's our second annual alumni show coming up next.
I guess we'll get into it, guys. Always enthusiastic, unbelievable, hard-nosed.
Roll up the sleeves for this one.
This Dallas team was very overrated from the start, like they always are every year.
The talent's there. Kevin Mack, Eric Davis, and Cohen Roach are maybe three of the most talented guys in the team.
Oh, that's an ugly shirt.
Always a pleasure having you on, guys.
Time to freak out.
Good evening and welcome into College Crossfire. I'm your host, Mark Skol Jr. Glad to have you with us on your Wednesday night. Let's go ahead and meet tonight's panel. It's our alumni show. Great to have you guys on. First up, it's Jeff Barker, and I former host of this show back when I was a freshman. I got to ask you, what's your favorite burger in Austin?
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
And you just stole my FaceTime now.
That was
After
your
I win, I'm
FaceTime?
going to have to think of another one. That was my FaceTime.
Hot Dog. In-N-Out's California, man.
Oh, Hop Dotty's Gourmet.
Okay.
We'll save this for FaceTime.
Okay. In the middle, it's Jordan Cannon, my boss, one of my bosses at LHN, so I got to be on her good side. Former TSTV sports director. How's it feel to be back on Crossfire?
It's cool. I make my second time I've been on the alumni show, so nice to get my once-a-year little showing on TSTV again.
She didn't get the win last year, but
I
maybe she gets it
didn't.
this year.
Isaiah stole it from me.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Isaiah.
And on the end, it's Becca Rushworth, former TSTV sports director and station manager here. Great to have you on, Becca.
Thank you. Also his boss.
Also my boss at LHN.
I was worried he
so
wasn't going to say the last one.
Also my boss. All right, guys, let's get started. The orange and white spring game was this weekend, and it was our first chance to get a close look at the 2018 Texas football team. It was a solid performance all around, for the most part, from both the offense and the defense. But who impressed you most in the spring game? Start with Jeff.
I think defense is the easy answer on this one, but I'm actually going to go quarterbacks here. Because I think everybody wanted to see Sam or Shane, which one kind of put themselves ahead of the other. Neither did, which is a problem for Tom Herman. He wants that answer to be as simple as possible. He wants somebody to make it really easy on him, and nobody's done that so far. But I think at least both of those guys looked improved. That was big for this team, was for both of those guys to just show that the quarterback room is deeper. Those guys are better. So I'm gonna say quarterbacks here.
Is there a quarterback you think will be the starter game one?
I think Ellinger's style probably lends itself more to Tom Herman's offense, so I'll say Ellinger, leader in the clubhouse right now, but Buechele looked good.
Okay, Jeff's going with the quarterbacks. Jordan?
I'm going with Josh Rowland because
Wow.
anybody who knows me knows how I feel about kickers, and it makes me so angry when kickers can't make field goals. So to see him go out there and go 2 for 2 and make the 50-yarder, there was so much joy in my heart. Because, I mean, these two can attest to how angry I used to get sitting in our screening room whenever he would miss a field goal. So that is my most impressive player.
A lot better than Domain looked a couple of years ago. And Cameron Dicker could be coming in, so he could end up taking his job as well.
That's
But
true.
Roland looked good. Well, Becca?
Going curveball, and I thought Roland was going to be a curveball. The fans.
Okay.
There were fans there. Spring game, there were fans. That's so crazy. There have never been fans in my years.
Back in
Old
my
lady right
day.
here. Never been that many fans at a spring game. They moved it under the lights. That's great. It's far from like a sold-out venue like Ohio State or Nebraska, and you can't really sell out a spring game because they should be free or they're free. But the fans, they showed up, and Texas has a long way to go before they get those fans and the numerous fans, but they're going in the right direction.
And we were talking about this before the show. It's just a glorified practice is what it is. But to see all those fans there, I thought that was awesome. Maybe there'll be some more fans at DKR this season. So, Becca, you're starting us off with the point. So, all right, guys, moving on. Texas baseball went 4-1 this past week in non-conference play against UT Rio Grande Valley. New Orleans and last night against Houston. But it's all about Big 12 play for Texas. Right now, the Longhorns are sitting in second place in the Big 12 standings behind Oklahoma State with a road trip out to Morgantown this weekend to take on West Virginia. 3 more Big 12 series left, guys, but what do you guys think? Are the Longhorns contenders or pretenders to win the Big 12? Jordan?
I would definitely say contenders because they've figured out the bullpen issues. They have Zach Zubia and Cody Clemens, and if you ever have Zach Zubia and Cody Clemens on your offense, you can't count them out. And they've already proven themselves against some of the top teams, against Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. So I think that they are contenders. Tech in 2 weeks is going to be interesting, and I think that'll tell you a lot. It also helps that TCU lost Luke and Baker and doesn't have Jared Janczak right now. So we'll see, because Janczak's supposed to be back for the tournament, which might throw a wrench in things. But I really do think they're a contender. I think it's a solid team now. I think everything is coming together at the right time for the team.
What's crazy is that last year's Big 12 saves leader, Bo Ridgeway, I mean, he was amazing last year. Now it's Andy McGuire, who wasn't even on the roster. So it's crazy how the bullpen is doing so well.
Yeah,
right now.
and if you look at it from the beginning of the season, when the starters were awesome and the bullpen really, they didn't know what they were doing. Now each of the bullpen members kind of has their role, and they've really solidified. So even when the starters maybe aren't on their A games, you can trust the bullpen where you maybe couldn't at the beginning of the season.
Becca, what about you? Contenders or pretenders for Texas baseball?
Contenders. I was gonna say basically the same thing, but this is Jordan's sport. You know, behind Cody Clemens and Zach Zubia, also behind. I mean, you have, like you said, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Those are great wins and a great resume behind you, despite some early win or early losses in non-conference. But this is for Big 12. They're definitely contenders. Tech and TCU, I think, will be interesting. And I think the only blemish on their resume, even though it's not really a resume, but a loss to Kansas State, or a series loss to Kansas State, which is the last team in the Big 12.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They're going out to Lubbock in 2 weekends. That's going to be a tough environment to play in, too. Tech always brings the energy there. Jeff?
First of all, these two know a lot about Texas baseball.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm impressed.
I'm going to say pretenders for now. Just the simple if that they're, I mean, come on. Oh, really?
She's giving you
I
the
should get the
thumbs
point
down. She's
just
turning into a
for
Yankees
disagreeing.
fan. She's
All right,
turning
look,
into a Yankees fan.
they're in second place right now, but I think they've just shown too many times that they can't close out series, and they've got two of their biggest series coming up, a trip to West Virginia, and then you have Texas Tech on the road, and then TCU at home. I just think those are tough series. The Longhorns have proven that, you know, some of these times where they've had opportunities to get sweeps and haven't pulled it off, those are big spots. And then that game against Houston last night, I mean, 9 runs, not a single base hit with runners in scoring position. That's not going to work if you want to win the conference and you want to host a regional. They are in position to host a regional or get a 2 seed in a good regional that they could win. But I think for right now, I'm going to have to say pretender.
Pretenders, wow. I can't disagree with Jordan here. She's the Texas, she knows everything about Texas baseball, so I got to go with Jordan here. I do think it will be tough, though. I think it's...
So you think they're going to win it?
I think they have a shot.
I think they have a chance, which is the question.
I guess that was the question.
Yeah, the question. Could they be contenders?
So Jordan's getting the point. All right, guys. We're moving on to our next question. You're all Texas X's and had your fair share of Longhorn sports memories, both good and bad when you were students on campus. More bad here for us. But what is your most memorable Texas sports moment when you were a student here on the 40 acres? Becca, you're getting us started on this one.
Well, I will say that when I worked with TSTV, I did cover the national
you run this
championship.
station?
I did run this station. How'd you know?
Were you the boss?
I did. Oh my gosh. But I went to the national championship with TSTV, so 2009. That wasn't the sports memory. The sports memory was Texas and Texas A&M. I got to rush the field afterwards. I had a camera in my hand. I was working with TSTV. I've never rushed the field. I'm also not athletic. Great last name for sports, but just not very athletic. But it was great. I loved doing that. It was an amazing experience. It was the last one, and
Was that the game that you birdied with the Justin Tucker?
that was the week before.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
I did Bernie with Justin Tucker too. Wow. That would also be a good sports memory.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jordan, with the assist.
That A&M game, I know I wasn't a student then, but I mean, people replay that game all the time. I've heard Craig Wade's call, "It is good," all that time. So
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna be completely honest, and I said pretender for the baseball, and I'm gonna say there really weren't that many from just a purely Texas sports standpoint. They weren't very good while I was here.
That's
but
You're not wrong.
There were awesome moments that I got because of Texas Student Television to go down. I remember the first time I covered a game, being down there on the field with the camera. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I can't imagine playing in a game in a stadium that size, looking up and seeing the place basically full. And then I guess my best memory would be, yeah, that was a little bit of a jab right there. But the West Virginia game, I guess, you know, in 2012, that was probably the best atmosphere that was there.
Jump around.
These guys kind
Jump,
of gave me the
jump
assist on that
around.
one because I was having trouble coming up with one. But I would definitely say best Texas sports memory would be not a win or a loss, but just being on the field that very
Okay.
first time covering a game.
Okay, and for you guys at home, Jeff is a big USC fan, so he's not. He doesn't
Didn't really like that video, that memory that you guys gave me there.
Jordan, what about you?
Mine, as we have established just a little bit, I am a Texas baseball fan, and my senior year in 2014 was the year that they made it to the College World Series, so that was cool for me. And I mean, that is the best one because, like Jeff said, we've been here for some down years in Texas sports. So
Y'all brought the down year. My first year was
I
a
guess
good
I'll
year.
take the blame for that.
Yeah.
First bowl win, my collegiate career this year. Took a long time.
That is
Took a
so
minute.
sad.
Oh.
And I was at the Arkansas game.
I had a really good time at the Holiday Bowl my freshman year.
we went to Holiday Bowl for TSTV.
Good time had by all as a fan.
Oh,
Just
okay.
hanging out in San Diego.
We were working it.
But seeing Texas baseball go to the College World Series was super cool.
Yeah, that was a tough moment against Vanderbilt too. But
I
that
was
was a
so
fun
sad.
ride for the Texas baseball team. But beating Texas A&M, I mean, that's got to be. I'm sorry, I can't get
Can a guy buy a point today?
But Becca's she's coming in hot.
If
She's
I
got
get
the good
enough,
questions.
maybe.
So Becca's getting the point. Awesome stuff, guys. After the break, our panelists will tell us who is the best quarterback in the NFL draft. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back in the College Crossfire, your home for live sports debate on the 40 acres. Let's take a look at the school board. Former host Jeff Barker, we've got the donut. He had
Big
some
goose
Starbucks.
egg.
He had the Starbucks earlier, so I guess
Big
it
goose
makes
egg.
sense. Jordan's got one, and Becca's got two. Looking good. All right, guys, let's get after it. The NFL draft is tomorrow night, and it sounds like there will be a good amount of quarterbacks selected in the top 10. However, there isn't a consensus number one quarterback in the draft. So for you, who's the best quarterback in the draft? Jeff?
Yeah, Mark, you said it. This is a really interesting year because there are so many guys, I mean, 5 of them really, that you feel like could be difference makers in the NFL, that could be franchise quarterbacks. But I'm going to say Sam Darnold. I think he's the guy that if you
Going with the
Come
USC
on.
guy. Going with the USC guy. I could have predicted that.
Yeah. You did mention my USC fandom as a child, but really, I guess LA in general. I mean, I would say Darnold, but Rosen's a good one as well. But I think Darnold's a guy that's the most versatile. You could throw him really anywhere. He could go to the Browns. I could see him fitting in there. I could see him fitting in with the Jets. Could see him going to the Broncos if he falls that far. Really anywhere. The Giants if they wanted him to, go after Eli after Eli retires. I think Sam Darnold's the best quarterback.
Going with the
in this draft.
USC
Yeah.
guy. Okay. He looked good. He was an impressive prospect. Jordan?
I'm gonna get so many boos and hisses for this. I think it's Baker Mayfield.
Let's go.
Shake and bake.
And I think that's because the question marks with Baker aren't talent. I think the question marks with Baker are character and can he keep it together off the field in the NFL environment, which is under a lot of scrutiny. So that's why I'm saying Baker, because I think there's nothing really lacking. It's not accuracy. It's not durability. It's not intercept, anything like that. It's just his character issues that are the red flag for everybody. So I think that's why Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback.
It's interesting because there was a guy a couple years ago, Johnny Manziel, who had the character issues. and
Unfair.
I don't think that Baker is Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Coming next season.
I think Baker is a swaggier Tim Tebow.
Okay.
Scrambling in the pocket, a little bit more of a gamer. So I'm not a fan. That's
Swaggy
Tim Tebow. Swaggy Tim Tebow. My answer was Mark's mom.
Oh my God. She's watching this, right?
Hi, Kate, I love you. You raised
Oh my
such a great
gosh.
son. He's such a great
Oh
employee.
my gosh.
But it was because
I get these jokes all the time, Mom.
this class is just quantity and not quality. Like Josh Rosen was my answer. But it's because he's the most NFL ready. And I love you, Mark's mom. But he's the most NFL ready, and it's basically just process of elimination. There's a lot of questions with the other quarterbacks. I mean, just as far as Josh Allen is not going to get better just because you put him on an NFL team. He's not going to get more accurate. That doesn't happen.
Where the heck is Laramie, Wyoming, anyway?
Yeah.
He's got a rocket arm, man. He's got big
completely
hands.
do not remember any of the Wyoming
It
games.
was naming everybody's weaknesses, and it said Josh Allen literally cannot throw a football to another football player.
Problem for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I got to go with Jeff here.
It's 'cause
think
I brought
Darnold
Mahomes
has
into
the
this.
highest potential. I think
Honestly,
Baker
you felt like
could-
I just needed a point right there. I think.
Yeah. I think
He's like,
Baker could end up being really good too, but I got to go with Jeff here with Darnold. I got to give him some love here on College Crossfire. So
Oh,
Jeff's getting his
pretty
first
much
point of
is
the
a
night. All right, guys, moving on. For the first time since 2012, LeBron James lost a game in the first round of the NBA playoffs. To make matters worse, LeBron and the Cavs have lost 2 games as the series is now a 3-2 lead for the Cavaliers. LeBron, of course, is on an unprecedented 7 straight NBA final appearances stretch, but that all could change this to the end of this postseason. Based on what we've seen so far, though, can LeBron and the Cavs make it back to the finals? Jordan?
I've got to be 100% honest. I've watched like 3 minutes of NBA recently. So my answer is solely based on my Texas tie to Miles Turner and the hope that he beats LeBron James. So I'm going to say
And Corey
no.
Joseph.
And Corey Joseph. Oh, whoops, I forgot he was on there.
What about Tristan Thompson?
Nice
on
role,
the
nice,
Cavs?
nice,
No.
nice role player.
So
He
there's-
cheated.
Thompson
He
is
cheated.
He's a Longhorn.
Hey, cheated on a Kardashian. That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea.
So you
but
think
no, my
the
answer is
Pacers will end up winning
yes,
that series?
yes, I
Okay,
do.
Becca?
Well, I really hope. I asked for a certain graphic to be ready, so I hope it's ready because if not, oh man, that's so sad. It's this. Sure. I mean, yeah. I like you. I don't watch that much NBA, but I'm just happy that there's not that much dominance with the Cavaliers and LeBron. I think there's just so much parity in the East that I'm excited to not watch it. It's just going to be interesting to have it not necessarily be LeBron.
Yeah, I personally, as a Bulls fan, it breaks my heart every time I see LeBron. He hit a buzzer beater tonight to win it. It reminds me back when he hit the buzzer beater over Jimmy Butler a couple of years ago. Jeff?
This is probably just because I want anything at all besides another Cavs-Warriors finals. But I'm going to say that no, he's not going to make it because Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers, trust the process, they're going to make it to the NBA Finals. They look good right now.
They look
that
really
veteran
good.
Heat team that tested them, got chippy in that series, and they didn't look like a young team. They looked like a veteran team right there. And I think they're going to meet the Cavs, and I think they're going to take them down.
Wow.
And then I think they're going to get swept in the finals.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the
Still think they're a couple years away from winning it all, but they look like a good team right now. The East is wide open with the way LeBron's playing, and this is kind of what happens when you're LeBron and you ship everybody out. Oh, Isaiah,
team is
let's bring him
old,
in.
yeah.
Kyrie didn't want to play with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're thinking that too because you want LeBron in LA for the Lakers too, right?
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I got to go with Jeff here. He gave me a pick. He got the 76ers in the finals, so I'm going with Jeff here. He's right back in it.
Don't
Right
call
there
it a
tight.
comeback, Mark.
Don't call it a comeback. All right, guys. While it's only April, several teams from the 2017 Fall Classic aren't playing at their best. The Cubs, the Nationals, the Yankees, and even Jeff's Dodgers have been disappointing so far, to say the least. We know it's early, but what team who made the playoffs last year will have the toughest road back to the postseason? Becca?
My answer is the Washington Nationals. Their bullpen is just not supporting their starting pitchers. Their offense is not supporting whatever defense they don't have. They're just not getting it together right now, but it is way too early to tell. It's
April.
It's
all right.
April. It's way too early to tell, but Washington Nationals.
Okay. Yeah, the starting
And go
rotation hasn't
Stros.
been that great. Bryce Harper could be on his way out, so there's a lot of pressure on everyone to perform well. Jeff?
Sure, yeah.
Well, considering I just, in my MLB The Show Dynasty last night, just won the World Series with the Dodgers, I'm going to say it's definitely not the Dodgers because that clearly means that they're going to finally
They're gonna
win
win
the
it
World
this year.
Series this year.
You heard it here
They're going to give
first.
me one. They're going to give me one finally. Got so close last year. But in all seriousness, I think it's the Yankees. Mainly just because of how good that division is. And Giancarlo Stanton right now, if you put a watermelon in front of him, probably couldn't even hit it out of the infield. Probably couldn't even make contact with it right now. So that's not looking great so far. He'll come along later in the season. And the Yankees, I still think probably get to the playoffs, but have the toughest road because I think the Red Sox are going to win that division. The Blue Jays look really good as well. So it's going to be an uphill battle for the Yankees just to sneak into that wild card game.
And the Blue Jays, they didn't make the playoffs last year, but Donaldson was hurt the entire year, their MVP candidate. So that's definitely, AL East is like the toughest division every single year. Jordan?
Mine was kind of between the Dodgers and the Nationals.
Dodgers.
I said, yeah, I was thinking Dodgers.
I'm not worried about the D-backs.
I didn't think any team. I didn't think any team from the AL was really in trouble of not making it just because of they're all doing well again. And so I was kind of looking at, honestly, I caught some of the Dodgers Nationals series this past weekend, and the Dodgers took 2 of 3.
They did.
So I was leaning toward Nationals. But really, I think it could be a toss-up between either of those.
Okay, so Dodgers or Nationals for Jordan. I think Jeff's going to get all 3 points in this round.
Let's go.
Swept the round because I just
Did I
think the
not call this during the break?
No, the Yankees. I picked
Coming
them
for
to win the
Magic
World
next.
Series. I picked the Yankees to win the World Series. They're making me nervous with my pick
Yeah.
now, and I think they'll get it together. But I think the fact that their division's so tough, it's going to be a hard road back for them to the postseason. They were only a wild card last year too. All right, guys, great debate. That's it for now. We've got rapid fire up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back to College Crossfire. It's heating up in here for some rapid fire for those of you watching at home. Each question in rapid fire is worth 2 points, so anyone can still take home the victory. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. It's our alumni show. We bring them back, and they tear apart our set. What is this, guys? But it's Jeff. He's got 3. Swept the round last time. Jordan with 1, and Becca with 2. Still close. Still anyone's game. All right, guys. Here we go. The UCF Knights football team went undefeated in 2017, going 13-0.
Where's my
While
ring?
UCF never lost a game, the Knights did not play in the college football playoff. And since UCF beat Auburn and Auburn beat Alabama, and Bama won the national championship, the Knights claimed that they are the true national champions, and as such, gave their players national championship rings. Of course, this is for a national championship. They never won, but they think they deserve. So, what's another team who deserved a championship but never got one?
2009 Texas
I know.
Longhorns.
That's just Aggie logic, though.
Yeah.
UCF. That's Aggie logic.
So you're going with the 2009 Texas Longhorns
Yes.
of Colt McCoy.
Yes, the Colt McCoy game. I mean, yes, the Colt McCoy game. Like, you cannot ask anyone
they at
in the
least
history of
deserved it.
sports.
They at least deserved a replay in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not of the argument that Texas would have automatically won that game if you just reinsert a healthy Colt McCoy. I think they.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
give them
you
the
can't
edge. I
say
think
that,
they
but
would have
yes,
won.
I
But
think-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
Well,
Becca,
I mean,
Jeff,
I was.
it's rapid fire, so anyone can jump
Well,
in.
I was going to go with 2009 as well, but I really appreciated Georgia's moves this past season.
Alyssa, I hope you're watching.
I know, I hope so too. But I wanted Georgia to win. I didn't want Alabama to win.
And everyone thought, at least I thought they had it in the
Yeah.
bag, and then
Oh, yeah.
Tua did his Hawaiian magic and got into overtime. Jeff?
You Darvish and the Dodgers.
He's a coach.
No! No! Go Stros! Go Stros!
So you
Go
think the
you
Dodgers? You think it's
Darvish.
Darvish?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just still mad about that. I don't know.
Me
That
too.
was a good
Me
one.
too.
Jordan's
Me
was a
too.
good one. Yeah.
I thought Kershaw pitched well in Game 5. Like, I thought they were up. What were they up, like 5-0 or something?
I mean,
like that? And I was like,
just get us 3 innings, pal. You know.
Hostile either way. I'm stuck.
yeah, Dodgers was bad.
But everybody know, Dodgers fan, Astros fan. I'm in the danger zone here in the
So
middle.
actually, it was smart to put Jordan in the middle. That
It
makes
was.
sense.
I was
Sorry.
going to not trash the Dodgers.
I
And
appreciate that.
I think I did pretty well.
I gotta go with Jordan here. I think that everyone would like to see what would have happened if Colt was healthy and played that game. So Jordan's getting the points. She's tied with Jeff for the lead. All right, guys, moving on. Here on College Crossfire, we really like to quiz our panelists on sports trivia. And since the NFL draft is tomorrow, we thought we'd do a little draft trivia for you guys. So you get 1 point for each correct answer here. All you need to do is name the last 5 number 1 overall picks in the NFL draft. I got them on here too. So whenever you shout it out, you get a
Miles Garrett.
Okay, Jeff got 1.
Oh, jeez.
Did Manziel go number 1?
He was number
Manziel
2.
was like 22.
number 2.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Okay, all right,
wow.
I'll go back.
I'm
We got-
embarrassed
I
right
me
got
too.
now.
two
Me
quarterbacks.
too. This is bad.
Got 2 quarterbacks.
Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston, so there's another one for Jeff.
Tunsil?
No.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Texas Longhorns played him the year he went to number 1 overall. Quarterback.
Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I'm so embarrassed.
Played
Robert Griffin.
in California.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, yeah.
Okay.
Goff went up- Oh, I forgot about that.
So that's 6 points for Jeff. All right, we got 2 more. 2 more.
Okay,
It's
Jeff.
one of them is playing here in state, and the other one is a big offensive lineman.
Man.
Playing here in state, he always messes it around. He's He's kind of like, he's got all the makeup. Sometimes he'll wear a red nose and some big red shoes.
Ronald McDonald.
That's what I was thinking. What teams do you play for?
Plays in state.
You said.
All right.
Oh, Clowney.
Clowney.
Yeah.
I gave you,
I
gave you the big red nose. I gave you the
I
big
was
red
trying to think of
shoes.
someone that I had seen dressed up as a clown somewhere.
Okay. I don't think you guys are going to get this last guy, Eric Fisher, offensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. So Jeff took a big-time lead right there, but since it's the alumni show, and I'm going to make this question worth all the marbles here. So final rapid fire.
I got played. I got played.
I'm sure all of you saw this. Guys, but athletic director Chris Del Conte released a rendering of a possible south end zone configuration at DKR with an even bigger jumbotron and added seats. Looks awesome, but if you were in charge of the construction, what would you add to DKR?
A built-in Longhorn Network studio.
I'm really surprised you didn't say a lazy river.
Oh my God, a lazy river.
No,
I say a lazy river.
A lazy river. Where are
I
they
think
going to
a big
A pool.
Put it around the top.
a big open
Float
bar.
around the top.
A big open bar.
Open bar?
Yeah, just some,
honestly, just
some sort of like bar club down there.
Something
You know,
with
make it like a big party
better
atmosphere.
TV
Nobody's
dinner.
watching the game anyway.
So
Students don't show up.
So I actually,
Sorry, guys.
I'm on a trek to visit all 130 FBS stadiums, and I went to Alabama, and I really liked the ability to go down into the field level. Granted, they had like bushes on the side, and that's very SEC, but something to be able to go down onto the level and still be able to be a fan. So you're separated from the football team in the field a little bit, but you're just like on the field. It's an
Okay.
awesome experience. That's what every fan wants to be.
So you're
think-
going lazy river? Where are they going to
Well, no, see, I was kind of thinking that, but I think construction-wise, I don't know if it's not a structure that I would build, but make it have better cell service, better connectivity.
very
Everyone
true.
wants to be
That's
on
true.
Twitter.
Oh.
Everyone wants to
You can never check your phone
keep,
because
yeah,
I'm checking
you
the
can't get
Cubs
text
games
messages,
last
you
year, and
can't
I could never check.
Snapchat, you can't, it's just,
why
I think
you
that's
should
the
be
most
working.
frustrating thing. And it's most sports. It's not just Texas, but that's something that I think they could work on.
Okay, and then you're going with the
I think a
bar.
cool like patio open bar would be awesome to get more people in there that don't necessarily care that much about the game, or would at least be an incentive to get people in there early. To say, look, you could do what you're doing outside, inside, so it looks like we have a lot of people in here before the game starts.
I can't not give it to Jeff just because he had all the points before. I was just trying to give him a hard time right here.
I
So
thought I was getting-
Jeff's getting the win.
I thought I was getting
I'm
played.
probably getting fired from my internship at
This is
LHN, but I'm
sexist.
Well, doesn't it
sorry.
end in like 2 weeks anyway?
Yeah, so-
Let's go.
All right, guys. Jeff Barker, here's your winner. Congratulations. Do we have time for FaceTime? We're doing FaceTime.
Shout
Jeff,
out
take
to
it
Mark's
away.
mom.
Oh, man. First of all, I'll just say thanks for having me back, Mark. TSTV crew. TSTV is awesome. If you're watching this out there and you want to help the folks out, it's come a long way since Jordan, Becca, and myself have been here. So keep helping the kids out. It's awesome. I know it helped us a lot in doing what we do now. And then on to more serious things, though. And we can get a wide shot for this one. In-N-Out over
come on.
Whataburger.
You are so
I don't even need to
wrong.
explain. I
You
don't
are
even need to
so
explain.
wrong. That's boo.
Boo, boo.
Again.
I might have to take away the win for that, but no. All right, guys, that's it for College Crossfire. Jeff Barker is the champion. Don't miss our last college press box of the school year next Monday at 9:30 for a recap of all sports news on the 40 acres. Special thanks to everyone in studio, Master Control, and to our alumni for spending their Wednesday night with us. Till next time, I'm Mark Skol Jr. Good night.
It ends on you? That's unfair.